Well, it's been a while. Sunday evening here, northwestern Ohio. October 23rd. I'm rushing myself here. Still got my sleds in the trailer, but I brought home a new toy project. This is going to be an intense project. I know the truck is still sitting back there waiting for me, but it's getting towards winter. This is a 1984 Polaris SS 440. I owned in 1981, and they look identical, except the decals are different. But mine, the 81, is a dark blue. This one is black, but you can see it's kind of a work. I have the seat for it in my truck. It's going to need recovered, but everything is halfway decent. It's just been out in the weather for quite some time. So I took a look at it, and I have another engine that I'm planning on using, because this one, I picked it up, it had the heads were setting on it, but they had taken the nuts all off everything. The tin was off, and you can see the exhaust is gone, but it does turn over, and which I was pleasantly surprised. I put some PB Blaster down in it just to kind of lubricate it, but yeah, you can see it moving. So that's a good thing. I don't know if I can save this engine. Like I said, I have one that will match this engine. I have an 85. This is an 84. The only thing I'm not sure about is I want to use this electric start, and it's got to have the mounts. But I'm guessing that they're probably there. I don't know if they're drilled and tapped on the block for the other one. This clutch would have to come off and go on the new one, which I would do anyway, because it's the way it's clutched is for this. It's direct drive. There is no chain case. As you can see, there is no chain case. That, where that rotor is at, is the drive shaft for the track. And that's what makes them so unique, is they were built light. And so everything is, like I said, was here. I have a box of parts here. Here's the two heads and all the exhaust and belt cover and tin, stuff like that. There's the muffler. So anyway, this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to try to refurbish this a little bit and see what I can do. I don't know. It's I think one thing would be that will be okay is I can get parts, eBay. And there was a guy on eBay with an 81 that was parting out everything. So there's a handlebar pad that goes up in here, and yeah, this thing even had heated grips on it. But yeah, you see this is all pretty chewed up. This is just a cover that goes over your fuel tank, but that holds your dash pod for your gauges. But it's got a tack and got a speedometer. It's only got 1,100 miles on it, so not been used much. And it's got the snow flap. The track is not bad. It's rusty. Yeah, it's rusty. The first thing we're going to do is, before we start putting anything on it's missing, like a windshield and getting this pad and things like that, is we're going to get it set up to run. And once I can get that going, then we'll proceed. But I plan on, what I would like to do is to paint it the dark blue. And I was hoping that I could maybe find some decals that would match the 81, and found a windshield for it already. But you can see the skis are towed in there. There's a lot of work's going to need done. Yeah, so take that engine out and pull it out, and we'll clean all this garbage out. Clean up our rotor. But you see, it's his electric start. That was kind of cool. So it's just filthy. So anyway, just thought I'd let you see what I brought home, what followed me home. So, but like I said, it's been sitting outside for a long time. Yeah, the key does turn. That's good. This is your choke. So anyway, that's what we got. I'll bring you back for more. Well, we've cleaned her up. Stripped it down. So you got the fuel tank out. It's sitting over there. Good way to clean a fuel tank if it's got cruddy junk in it, which this one wasn't real bad, but it had some, is you get some of these bigger rocks or stones out of your driveway, and then you get about a handful, stick them right down inside of it, plug up all your holes, and I had a solution of it was my pressure, what do you want to call it, the parts cleaner. I drained it and kept it to use it for fuel for different things. Anyway, I used that, put some of that in there and swish it around, and you move those rocks around in there, and then it'll break loose all that stuff. But here's what it looks like. That's where the engine goes. It's got some big rust going on down in here because this was all full of mouse nest, of course. And the mice, when they get in there, they whiz all over everything, and it doesn't work well with metal. So we're not going to get crazy stupid with it. You see, I got to take that rotor off. That thing's pretty rusty. This is where the battery's set, and it's pretty rusty. I'm going to let it dry out pretty good, and going to take some of that KBS rust paint, and I'm just going to smear it all over everything, and we'll go with that. It'll help it for a while. It's an 84, but yeah, you can see this thing here is pretty chewed up. I don't know, the guy that had it for me, I think he just kind of goobered it up a little bit. I got to get a pad. There's a pad that goes across that. But anyway, it's just a project that, like I said, I used to have one of these, and I had an 81. This is an 84, but it's direct drive. You see, there's no chain case on this side. It's just got your brake rotor, and it's got your driven clutch right there. That's it. And what makes them work is that the clutch on the engine has to be set up properly, and of course this has to be set up properly too for it to work. And so anyway, what I'm going to do is, this engine was not in the greatest of shape. I did get the electric start to work on it. Pulled the heads were just sitting on there, so I took them off, and surprisingly it wasn't bad. I got the PTO side piston is got a little dome in the center where it's starting to burn down, so if I was to rebuild this, I would definitely put a new piston on that side. But what I'm planning on doing is, I have an 85 440, and what I'm going to do is hopefully I can put that starter, and I'll have to pull that clutch, because you can see the ring gear is on that clutch. So, and plus that clutch is mated to this secondary and this driven clutch, so it has to be on there. But yeah, I got it to turn over real easy. It turns over real nice and easy. No noises in the bottom end or anything, and but I can't get any spark, so I'm guessing that possibly the CDI is bad. I don't know. Could have been just a connection. I don't know. But box full of parts, and the hood is up here. And so I'm going to, eventually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean them stripes up a little bit and put some paint on them. And I'm going to rough up the exterior because these are plastic, these hoods. They're plastic and it's a black plastic, so I'm just going to, you can see where the clear coat's coming off. So I'm going to scuff it up and pull all the emblem, or the, these emblems off. And I'll take this thing here off. And, but I'm going to leave the stripes on, I'll tape them off, and I'm just going to, I'm just going to clear coat it. So it's, I want to get by cheap and easy with this thing. I don't really want to sink a boatload of money into it. So yeah, I paid $150 for the sled, which was probably a little bit too much, but anyway, it gives me a little project to play with. I gotta do something different. The truck is, I've been working on it a little bit, but not much. I've just been so busy getting wood, and I'll show you what I just the other week ago. I picked up some more wood, free wood, and you can see it's all, I got this split. This is kind of green wood, so I can't really use it this year, but I still got half a trailer load there and got a pile here to stack. So it's too warm right now. It's about 75 degrees out, and I'm going to wait until it gets a little bit colder. But and then this bad boy is going over to my brother's. Load it on the trailer. Oops. And now I'm going to walk around. And we're going to take that over there. He's got 3 big ash trees he wants taken down. They're dead. So I'm going to cut those up, load them on this trailer, and bring them home. And then I'll cut those up. Get out of this wind. I'll cut those up, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because man, my woodshed, well, with those trees, what I'm going to do is split them, and because my woodshed's not completely full yet. I got half of it. This is all walnut, and but I got a mixture of a bunch of junk here. Got some walnut and some mulberry. But anyway, I'm going to get those ash from him, and I'll fill the rest of this up. So, but that's what's going on in my world. It's a nice day out here. Boy, I'll tell you what. It's today the 25th of October. Pretty nice. So, doing a little rambling here. I'll just sign off, and I'll bring you back when we get a little bit more.